need to clip that.
Oh my fucking god!
I need to clip that.
It's even better. Oh, please don't kill me. I'm up here. I need to clip that myself.
I'll let it slide. I'm busy.
Oh my god, if my fucking clipping.
So I feel like the whole idea behind the LMS mechanic in Outcome Enemies itself is a pretty cool one. I mean, here, one between the last survivor and the executioner where, you know, first off, there's intense music varying from survivor to survivor. That, of course, makes the whole situation more nerve-wracking because of how it sounds and shit. But furthermore, with the survivor, they're literally the last one left, so if they want to win, it's all up to them at that point. I mean, hey, they can't get help, everyone else is fucking dead. And then for the executioner, they're at the home stretch. They gotta kill one more person to win the round. Would really suck if they lost when they were this close to actually winning. So yeah, no, I feel like it's a cool idea that could be some memorable moments and shit, hype moments and aura and all that stuff, but yeah, in execution, I don't really like the LMS mechanic, to be honest. I don't, okay, I feel like it's a cool idea, it's just that the way it was handled is just pretty flawed to me, to be honest. Anyhow, like, first things first, I think I don't really like about the LMS mechanic is how the actual balancing behind it was really even handled. So when it comes down to LMSs in the wild, they're pretty much just always the most killer sort of thing you're ever going to see in your entire life. Like, the killer pretty much always just set them up that way via leaving someone for last. It isn't really, you know, good for LMS, and on top of that, you damage them beforehand, so when LMS actually starts, you don't start off at 165 HP, instead start off at like 80 or like 125 or some shit like that. Which, yeah, leads to LMSs that are insanely in the killer's will favor. And I don't really like that, to be honest. I feel like being in one with another player in itself is a lot less fun when, for instance, you are at a fat advantage or a fat disadvantage against your actual opponent. I just think it really just sucks a lot of the actual fun out of it. I want to be on an even playing field, not one where, you know, it's heavily in one person's favor. This really help either that, you know, killer-sided elements themselves are often the most predictable thing on the entire planet. I mean, yeah, a lot of the time, like 90% of the time, I'll just sit there and be like, okay then. Going off the Survivor's gameplay and the Killer's gameplay, I know the Survivor's not gonna win this for jack shit. No way in hell they can outskill the Executioner that insanely hard to the point where they actually managed to win, and then well, yeah, they just died and lost. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, when you already know who's going to win, it just feels kind of like a waste of time and just really takes a ton of the fun out of it, and that's how it goes like 90% of the time because of how LMSs themselves are balanced. So yeah, I don't really like that if I'm going to be completely honest. Doesn't really help either that randomized ring spawns also exist, and I don't really like those either. It's not even like an LMS specific issue, it's just that, you know, I don't like getting fucked over by bad RNG in the middle of a round, and randomized ring spawns themselves are, well, yeah, randomized. They're up to RNG, meaning that they can very much fuck you over mid-LMS depending on where they spawn. I, for instance, lost several LMSs because the ring spawned 5 continents away from me in the middle of the round, leading to me losing the round because I had to haul ass across all of existence just to escape, which, yeah, I don't really like. It's like the same reason why I don't like God Trick or Tournament X or like Amy's Terror Card Mechanic or what else, fucking Thunder Strikes on Green Hills, so yeah, no, don't really like getting fucked over by bad RNG. Now, another thing to go ahead and talk about is I don't really like how the LMS mechanic itself does not get rid of the ring if it's already open in the middle of the round. If you're in the final 80 and a LMS happens, then yeah, the ring will be open throughout the course of the entire LMS and will not disappear for jack shit, which I don't really like either. I feel like it just makes the final 80 itself less enjoyable in the first place. First things first, for the killer, whenever Final 80 actually happens, like the vast majority of the time, it's pretty much just always that you're fucked. I mean, that's pretty much how it always goes. Even if you manage to get into a LMS during the Final 80, it's going to be insanely easy for the survivor to actually escape and flee because they get an extra 65 HP and then LMS buffs. Making it so that escaping itself is the easiest thing they're ever going to do in their entire life. Making it so that, well, yeah, whenever the actual Final 80 happens, you're pretty much always just lost at that point. Maybe able to kill some survivors and shit, but there's going to be at least like one person who actually escapes and beats you, which I feel takes a lot of the fun out of it when you pretty much already are fucked. It kind of just makes it feel a little bit pointless to even continue to try during the Final 80. Plus for the survivors themselves, it also just kind of makes the Final 80 itself less fun, I'd say. I mean, when you don't really gotta, like, worst case scenario for the survivors is that one person escapes and gets out, which of course lowers the stakes and makes it like less stressful and intense and fun and shit. Because the LMS mechanic has your back. At least one of you guys are going to be able to escape, you know? So you don't gotta worry about like, oh yeah, you don't gotta worry about like the killer turning things around and winning or some shit like every single time. There's no way in hell that shit's ever happening, making it, you know, less stressful and intense and shit. Plus the LMS that happens during the final 80 is pretty much just always really boring. I mean, it's just survivors out of the LMS. It's just, yeah. lasts for like 2 seconds, and the survivor pretty much just always wins and shit. Like you're just at a fat disadvantage. So yeah, no, I don't really like that. I feel like if the ring were to actually disappear during an LMS, whenever a final, well, I can't speak right now, but whenever you are in the final 80, I feel like it would be more fun if the ring actually disappeared during LMS round start, because, well, first things first, for the killer, they actually have a chance of turning things around. If they get into a LMS, the ring disappears, and he might be able to win that LMS and then win the entire round, with everyone being dead as hell. But for the survivors, they gotta sweat their balls off over a fucking ring or LMS potentially happening, because if a LMS happens, the ring disappears, and the person in LMS may end up dying and losing, making it less stressful or more stressful and intense and shit, because you gotta actively fear LMS happening. You gotta worry about the killer turning things around and shit, possibly managing to kill all of you guys because of the LMS mechanic and shit. Makes your friends have to at times haul ass to the ring before your teammate dies, because if you don't make it there in time, LMS is going to start and you may get your ass beat. Friends at times have to, like, you know, sit here, make a decision on, like, oh, am I gonna help my teammate or not? Because, like, you know, if I go in there and try and help them, I may be able to save them and shit, and then be able to escape with them. But on the other hand, if I fail to save them and they die, I get put into LMS, and yeah, we may be fucked at that point, man. So that's not really all too good. So you guys have to make a decision, like, should I just leave right now and not take the risk, or try and jump in there like goddamn Superman and see if I can save them? It's just, yeah, no, I feel like it would be inherently just more interesting and stuff, and more stressful and intense and nerve-wracking and shit if the final 8 itself was, instead of being relieving, was still stressful because of the LMS mechanic possibly had, you know, fucking you over mid-round if the killer actually manages to get into a LMS during the final 80. So yeah. Now, yeah, in conclusion, I only like the LMS mechanic all too much. It's just, I feel like it's a cool idea, it's just in execution with how it's designed, I just don't really find myself ever really enjoying it in the first place. So yeah, I like the music though. I mean, I like Fist of Fire a lot, and like derives from the actual LMS mechanics. At least that's a neat thing about it. The only thing I really care about when it comes to the LMS is just flat out the music. Aside of that, I don't really care much about the actual gameplay and shit. Maybe they'll go ahead and change the LMS mechanic. I kind of doubt it. We'll have to see where things go. Probably some balance changes at least, but aside of that, it's just, yeah, and I'm probably still not gonna like it, to be honest. But, yeah, we have to see where things go in the first place. Pretty short video, I think. I don't fucking know how long is this recording in the first place. Anyhow, yeah, just a quick one to talk about. Anyway, have a nice day, and, bye.